Hello and welcome back to Scottish Independence Podcasts. This week we have a leg of the journey to independence. Marlene and I took a day trip out to Galashiels to be part of the Indie convoy that's been taking place all the way around the south of Scotland, organised by various Yes groups, some of whom we met on the day. Now, if you'd like to see pictures and video of the convoy arriving and setting off, which are well worth seeing, you'll find those on our YouTube channel, and we'll put the link in the notes. Obviously, for an audio podcast, we're going to focus more on the conversations that we had. And one of the people we met there and had a nice little chat to actually was the SNP candidate for Midlothian, Tweedale and Lauderdale, who's Calum Kerr. So you'll hear from him as well.
Later on in the podcast, we'll be talking to Ruth, Ritchie and Shirley Sharpe about all of that.
Let's start with Marlene and Fiona's day out. Less than an hour from Waverley. Marlene getting her stuff together. We're on the Borders line. It's such a beautiful journey.
So here we are in Galashiels.
We're here to see the convoy, but we can't resist being tourists wherever we go.
Well, it's lovely, isn't it?
We're in front of the statue of Cooter's Candy, which everybody will know from the song, and if you ask nicely, Marlene will give you a rendition. But that...
What's the one that's... Bally
Bally sitting on your mummy's knee,
eating for a wee bobby
to buy some Cooter's Candy.
I've just finished saying to Fiona, I didn't realise it was an actual thing. I thought it was just part of the song, but it's actually real.
Well, also...
you obviously had some when you were a kid.
I remember getting some. I don't know why, because I would have been in Fraserburgh at the time. But also, the bus that you threw your granny off, that's also a real thing. Well, we're always fascinated by other people working. So this is a stall being set up. It's a beautiful sunny day in Galashiels. What a lovely little square or triangle, maybe, little public area, pedestrian area. Oh, it's good to see lots of yes stones holding your stuff down.
People to do them in the group. So
it's perfect.
Yeah, and there's stickers and everything. So, and I wish and see if anybody wants to put what they want to wish.
Oh, that's a good idea, yeah.
Yeah, just general, yeah.
You're very organised, it's very impressive.
It's not me. It's not me.
Take the credit.
I
love that one, that's really good.
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
It's gorgeous, it's really nice.
Independence.
Yeah, it's got a nice feel to it, hasn't it?
Yeah, they're very tactile, yes, stones.
They cheer you up.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Lots of conversations going on.
Such a big area to get round.
It is, yeah. Well, the whole constituency is spread over quite a large area, so it is difficult.
Yeah.
Gala is the main centre of the Central Borders branch.
Yeah. We were talking to one of the Green candidates for the south of Scotland, Laura Moody.
Yeah.
And she was sort of saying, well, she's up in, I think she said West Linton. And I'm going, oh, surely is that not Midlothian? Why would that be? So she says, no, it's huge, it goes all the way up there.
Yeah.
Must be hard to do a lot of travelling.
Even their branch is huge, because I live in Oxton, which is 15 miles from here. So the branch covers quite a large area.
Yeah. So you pleased with how the canvassing's going?
Yes, it seems very positive. Yes. Good responses on the doors.
What kind of things are people talking about?
Well, it's mixed. We're trying to get people who perhaps aren't SNP just don't really respond too much, but then SNP people just independence. Personally, I'm not the independence. People who are SNP, independence seems to be their top of their priority above other things.
Yeah.
Whereas maybe other people who aren't SNP might have other priorities. But SNP people seem to be.
It's getting people out to vote as well, isn't it?
Right, yeah.
But thinking about having links that would go from Scandinavia ferries over to Rosyth, being able to have good freight links over to down to Cairnryan, over to Ireland. That's be brilliant.
And obviously the Clyde would
benefit greatly of the independent because there's a huge amount of sea traffic that goes from both of those areas.
Anyway, that's for the future.
Yes,
hopefully not too far ahead in the future.
Marlene chatting there to one of the people on the stall. It was a Yes Tweedale stall, I think. Yes Borders. One of the Yes groups anyway. But we also, while we were there, we spotted SNP candidate Calum Kerr.
So I went to Costa to get a coffee, and the guy behind the stall said, are you Calum Kerr? He said, I've just filled out a form for a poster. So I gave him the personal touch, I delivered them, and actually all three of them wanted posters and a car sticker.
That's good. So you're canvassing and campaigning going well?
Yeah, it's going really well.
It's good.
Personally, I love it. Right,
I think you need to really. People do need to.
I mean, obviously, you get all sorts of reactions on the door, but I love it, right? Because you go and you talk to people and you understand what their issues are. Yes, you encounter disillusionment, but the answer to that is always, they're all the same.
Yeah, that's right.
Go, how many of them have chapped your door? Do they all chap your door?
That's a good one.
Let me tell you why I'm standing. Tell me what's important to you. And I had that today from several people, just that frustration.
People want to know they're being listened to, don't they?
They do.
And that's what hasn't happened with this Labour government.
No, and that's the old thing, isn't it? It's the old adage, you got two of these and one of them, and that's what you need to do.
Yeah.
And so when people come out canvassing with us, they're quite often anxious that they feel that they don't know the answers.
Yeah.
I'm like, you don't need to know the answers. You're really there to listen.
Yeah.
And then if someone wants an in-depth conversation, tell them I'll come and see them. Right? I'll give them a call.
Great, yeah.
Right?
What would you want to do yourself? We're assuming there'll be a majority of pro-Indy. It might not all be SNP, but it's looking like it could be.
I mean, I know. I
but at any rate, it will be with the Greens.
It's looking very strong, right?
As long as they all come out and vote.
I still think our number one issue, the number one threat to the SNP is the sofa. Right, and here I don't see the Tories in reform. Right, I'm not seeing. And by the way, I'm used to fighting in Berwickshire, Roxburgh, and Selkirk. Which when we won it was by 328 votes, and that was against massive campaigns from the other side. I'm not getting that now, but actually that in itself is a strategy on their part. Keep it low key, play into this disillusionment. That couple there were from New York. So inevitably the chat was about Trump, and I was saying to them, one of the things that I wonder if it's appreciated in the US is how that negativity ripples out and how that treatment of politics and the lying. And if you will barefaced lie in the most powerful job in the world, who else is lying? And then it feeds into they're all the same. It comes back around to that.
Yeah, I know.
And that's a tactic, though. They want people up in they want people up in Langley to be thinking, they're all the same. It doesn't make a difference.
I'll no bother going out.
Because you know what? They're not voting for the Tories. They're voting for SNP and an independent Scotland. So it's a tactic in itself. But
the other thing I think as well as a tactic is all these polls going, it's in the bag. And people, I don't really need to go, do I?
I know. Exactly. It comes back to the sofa, right? The risk of the sofa. And all of these predictions, it doesn't work, right? Our seats are so localised. The trends and where votes move, and the Scottish public have shown they have multiple considerations when it comes to placing that cross in the box, and it varies from the type of election it is. It varies then to the seat. So people will vote strategically, which is, why actually you don't see reform. I would like to see more of them, because what you're finding is the more people look at it, the more they go, actually, no, that's not what I signed up to.
And that's their tactic. It's not to just come out with sound bites that you can't prove or disprove because there's no information.
I had a guy today in the doors. He said to me, I used to be Labour. I'm now SNP. He says, I literally stood as a candidate for Labour. I'm SNP, have been for a while. He said, and I'm looking at some of these tactics. And the Tories, I don't know, you'll have seen one of the things to try and shore up their traditional vote, shall we say, is £500 back for any tax you pay, right, over and above your pension. I mean, it's blatant, right? It's blatant. They know they've got no chance of implementing it,
right?
Exactly. But they're throwing it. They're throwing it out there. But what they're not saying is, and by the way, we're going to cut benefits by £2 billion a year. So folk in Langley, some of them are going to hear maybe the £500 little carrot up here, right, or the little dangling bauble, not the £2 billion raid out the back pocket.
Yeah. And you'll have no bus service and no GP, but here's your 500
No,
quid.
And if your kids want to go to college, they're going to have to start paying the fees. It's just awful.
I know.
Thought of it's awful.
You don't find many Tories, and there are. And don't get me wrong, in this area there's a good number of Tories, right? The other day, Chapping Doors and Melrose, quite a few Lib Dems, right? So I was quite interested because you've got that Lib Dem legacy here.
Yeah, exactly.
Before I won the BRS seat in 2015, it was 50 years a Liberal seat, right? That was David Steele. Before it was
of course,
Michael
yes,
Moore.
That's right, all that.
And now the Liberals, you're like, oh wow, I found some Liberals today. Because they've given it up. They've given it up. Shiny Shoes is focused. Sorry, Alex Cole Hamilton.
Well, we did get a Labour canvasser around at this in Glasgow where I live. And, I sort of said, well, look, my husband and I, we voted Labour for decades. I can't vote for you because we want Scotland to be independent, and you need to separate yourselves off from that bunch down south and make your own Labour, proper Scottish Labour Party. Then maybe we'll see. I mean, actually, not a hope in hell of us actually going out and voting for them. But there would need to be. It would need. Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's one way to leaflet.
Yeah. Well, listen, we'll let you get on with it, and that's great chatting to you.
Well, one final little story, right? I'm going to the Sevens this afternoon.
Oh, right.
Galashiels Sevens.
Yeah.
I'm watching rugby for Scotland. There you go. It's a spin on Christian Grove. I love my rugby. Exactly. But I got introduced to someone who I won't tell you which club they were from, and by a well-known rugby coach. And this guy said to me, Calum, I never voted SNP. I have good things about you, but I'm not sure about independence. And when you hear that, you know what it's like. You think, well, without more qualification, what are you going to say to that? So I thought, look, with this chap, I said, well, look, the way I look at it, we're going to be independent. Why don't we just get it out the way, crack on, and then we can stop talking about it and talk about policy. And he went, that's not a bad idea. Okay, I'll have a think about that. And I'm not saying that he's going to suddenly switch, but that's what you're doing with your podcast. That's what we're doing when we're Chapping Doors. We're just sowing some seeds to get people thinking about it. Because I think it is inevitable. It's when, not if.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
We were just saying on the train, it would be nice to talk about something else.
I know.
Actual politics.
I know.
To do with Scotland.
Let's talk about the fundamental systems that we have that need fixed, right? Rather than actually, because the Constitution divides in a way that is unnatural. So people go, okay, that's a good, who put it forward? I'm going to vote against it. And I saw that in Westminster. I remember once in the Digital Economy Bill, I put forward an amendment, and it was the now not particularly well regarded Matt Hancock. He started to talk in favour of my amendment until he realised it was my amendment, and we had to back up. And that's that tribalism. That's that defining line.
Yeah, I mean, we're good to get past that. Yeah, absolutely.
Position to be in though as a party that you can only win if your country loses.
No,
and that's where Labour are in right now. They've got to run it down.
I know, and Sarwar, it's so energetic. I mean, it's like forced optimism. Yeah. The polls look bad, and I, to be honest, I think they deserve that. I genuinely think they deserve that.
Yeah.
So.
Anyway, well, fingers crossed. And,
thank you. Pleasure.
Yeah,
Pleasure.
That's great. We really enjoyed ourselves down in Galashiels, and afterwards arranged to speak to two of the people who have been behind the whole idea, getting it off the ground, and then doing all the very detailed work it took to get convoys of cars across the south of Scotland. Ruth and Shirley, it's great to have you with us. And shall we start off with where the idea came from? I mean, obviously you're only two of the team that were involved in that, but if you could tell us a bit about who had the idea and why you thought it would be a good thing to do, but also to do it at this time.
Excuse any banging that interrupts this conversation. Basically, I was having a cup of tea in a cafe back in October last year with some ladies from the Borders who they were actually ALBA supporters at the time, and I was SNP at the time. And we were just talking about how important it was that the south of Scotland doesn't get just written off because of the way that things have gone in the past, that we have an opportunity to do something this year, that it should be about the independence, it shouldn't be about the politics. And so the idea of having a journey to independence started in October last year with a cross-political pro-independence supporting group in a cafe. After that, we put out an invitation to everybody across the south of Scotland who was interested, and this is where Shirley came in. And we had lots of different ideas initially, but as with so many things, you have to scale it down to what's actually achievable. And we decided the simple thing to do was just to have one message, which is Journey to Independence, and take it through as many towns and villages, as many parts of the South Scotland region as we could do. And so that is what we have sought to do.
Fab. And how did you get involved, Shirley? What drew you into it?
Well, I've always been kind of champing at the bit to be doing things and to raising the profile of independence kind of all the time. I mean, everywhere my little voice is heard. I mean, BIS are probably sick to the death of me saying, can we? And then this came up as part of the Yes Tweedale. Ruth contacted our chair, Cecilia Clegg, and said, are you one of the guys that's interested? And we said, yes, absolutely. We'd like to be involved straight away. And so from our perspective, it snowballed from there, as in making sure where we were going to go, when we were going to go, what we were going to do, etc. So, yes, I mean, Ruth is the absolute instigator of all this. And we're just kind of tagging along and supporting.
But that's what it needs, isn't it? Somebody to sort of push and then other people to join in.
Can I just add, it's not just me, that Peter at Yes Prestwick has been an absolute bulldozer of enthusiasm through this. And of course, everybody in all the different areas along the way. It's in no way one person in any place. It's all of us all the time, everywhere.
We've got some pictures of some of the people at some of the stages. So if we put them on the screen, you can tell us who we're looking at maybe and give us a bit of background.
That is West Linton, and that was one of our kind of Route 6 on Saturdays. And there's quite a lot of dedicated people there. Your guy in bright yellow, he's such an advocate for independence. And he kind of climbs Monroes, climbs mountains, does this, goes on skiing holidays. He's kind of just like a little kind of Buzz on wheels. He's an amazing guy, Stuart. I mean, he's just never stops. Absolutely. So yes, that's West Linton on Saturday.
Brilliant. I think we met him in the cafe in Galashiels, didn't we?
Yeah.
And this one,
yes, Pennycook. I mean, this was kind of at the very start. We wanted to go from Pennycook and have a logical route round to end up in Galashiels, and so. Yes, Pennycook has been kind of slightly light on the activities recently, but they really got together and worked on this. And there's, I mean, quite a lot of those people on there are actually from Yes Tweedale, and they're supporting the Yes Pennycook guys.
Brilliant. It's lovely when people can get together and work together, isn't it?
A lot of this, certainly our part of the journey, and I think the initial was to do with, I mean, we want people to go out there and vote. So one of the kind of key things for the last Saturday was to say, right, are you registered people? Because there were stalls at each of the locations, and it was to say, have you registered? Here's the information you need to register, and to give people the information that they need. And so that thread followed through, and that was one of the initial sessions or starting ideas that Ruth had back down in kind of November when we all had our first session.
That's a great banner. It's so good, that, isn't it? It's so simple, just gets the whole idea across so well and so immediately, actually. I think that's a fantastic one.
How hard is it to set off and drive exactly the right pace behind someone?
I don't know, but we had another Yes Tweedale member, Nancy Thompson. She was our kind of chief driver. And I mean, as Ruth said earlier, Peter Lang was absolutely a real bulldozer. So we had we got the car bonnet flags, and
That was just so amazing. As you know, I couldn't actually be there in the end, but seeing the videos and coming through Peebles, there's a Peebles video as well, which I think that's my one. I think it's my actual video. And just seeing it, it's just so joyous. It gives you such a buzz. Absolutely, such a buzz.
I haven't seen those car bonnet flags before. I'm watching them going, oh, has someone got a decal on their car? And I thought, no, it isn't. I'm going to get one of those. You must tell me where to get them, Shirley.
Okay, absolutely.
They're not subtle either, are they? You can see subtle.
It says here, I'm Scotland. Here I am. Come on, and the flags as well. It was like a kind of diplomatic convoy.
When the convoy was out and about, I mean, presumably at some points you found other people not part of the convoy who would sort of suddenly find themselves in the midst of the stream of cars going by, because it just happens, doesn't it? You have to stop at a junction and someone kind of turns in. Presumably that must have happened to a few people.
I think it probably did, but hey, I mean, nobody else is going to know that they're not part of it, are they?
We were actually really, really lucky with your route, Shirley, because on various other ones we've had problems with the convoy being split up. You have traffic lights, you've got roundabouts and so on, but this route, whether it was fantastic planning or whether it was really good luck, it was very much contained together, and we were just extremely lucky. Can I add that we had funding support from SIF, and the banner was designed by Indie Poster Boy. It was also on an A-frame trailer. Right at the start, we had the A-frame trailer at Prestwick with a fantastic amount of music. As Shirley said, it just makes you feel really good. It takes you back to 2014 when everybody felt like you were in it together.
It's being out and doing something as well, isn't it? Last year there was quite a few of the static Saturday saltire events that were organised around the place. I went to a couple of them, and it just was invigorating. Like you say, even if it's half a dozen people, a flag and some music, you're visible.
But so many people that we went past, they were just so pleased. They were so happy to see us, and you were bringing life to them as well.
Yeah. I was going to ask that actually, because you can't really tell from that viewpoint what's going on at the sidelines, but it's clearly a busy street on a busy time of day. So
it's the main road through Peebles.
Visible.
That was deliberate, absolutely deliberate.
Yeah, I mean, interesting what you were saying about, it was like what it was reminiscent of what it was like in 2014 when we were, when we were doing all that. And it just reminded me there of was one of the chats I had at Edinburgh on the march, and I was up on Calton Hill by that time and got chatting to this lady who'd come over from Glasgow. And one of the things that she said to me was, she said, you see, we just all need to be together, because when we're together, we're great. But then we kind of fall out a bit, and or people want to do things in different ways. She says, that's okay. Of course, that's okay, as long as we all kind of keep in mind what it is we really want, and then and find the way together. Which is, what your slogan, "Journey to Independence," is kind of implying as well, isn't it? And I was just really taken with her when she said that. She was absolutely straight. When we're together, nothing can hold us back.
You're absolutely right. The fact that this was planned by people from different sides of the independence movement. When we were down at Gretna, we had one of the South Scotland candidates for, is it Alliance for Scotland? I can't remember. Liberate was one of those things. We've had SNP prospective candidates. We are hoping that when we have the finale the week after next, we can maybe get some more, particularly of the list candidates, to come along and stand beside each other and make that point that, together we can achieve, together we're all here for the same thing. We can have all the arguments afterwards about who's right and who's wrong on the details, but let's stand beside each other, let's complete the journey together, and let's win our independence.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Such a buzz. So absolutely joyous.
Yeah. Great.
Oh, lovely. Yeah. So that, I mean, very visible, very, very visible, and very loud as well. And I mean, I don't know. well done for putting it together in the first place, making it happen and getting out there and sharing it. I mean, I think anything that people get off the ground themselves is worth doing, and you've probably made some new contacts and friends in doing it. Usually that's the way, isn't it? Yeah. So how much have you got left of the programme to do then? You mentioned a couple more.
Next week, the 18th, I think we are hoping to be in Lanarkshire. Details will come out. We don't put it out too soon, just in case things change. The finale will be on the 25th. In, I think it's Kelso, Jedburgh. We're hoping to go down to Coldstream for a visit to the border. Hoping also to meet with some of the ladies from Yes Berwickshire, who were the ones that I was speaking to right at the very start of everything. And I must also add credit to Terry, because I forgot to do that earlier on. But by then, our banner will have been through not every single constituency, but certainly every region as part of the South Scotland on our journey. And it's so important that we are seen to be together, to want independence, to be advocating independence, because, you know, if you don't see that happening around you, you maybe think it's not an option anymore. So we want that to be there. We also had the banner up at the Believe in Scotland March. Yeah. Some of the ladies from the Dumfries took that along, which was really good to see. So 2 more weeks. We'd originally planned to go to the All Under One Banner March as well, but unfortunately that's been moved to the 25th. So we will finish on the 25th.
Oh, well, we're planning to be at the All Under One Banner March as well. So it's great that there's people who've got a choice of things that they can get to, and some of them will be easier than others. I was just wondering, though, from the beginning of this journey to the end, how much will the price of petrol have gone up over the course?
Absolutely.
You know, the thing is that it's not just about travelling from one place to another. It's about travelling from one position to another. And you don't have to be in a car or on a bus or on a bike to do that. It has to be in your heart and it has to be in your head. And we're all on the same journey. And we just have to keep on going.
That's very nice, actually. It's symbolic journey as well. Maybe that's the title for the episode, Marlene, Journey to Independence. Some play on journey. I think we'll definitely get
Journey to Independence would wrap it up, I think.
Independence would be nice, yeah.
Anyway, look, it's been really good kind of hearing all that background.
Can I do a massive thanks to all of the Yes groups across the south of Scotland who gave their time, who put a huge amount of effort in, and without them it couldn't have happened. So, you know, absolutely it's all of us. It's not any one person, it's not any one group, it's everybody. A lot of the south of Scotland gets a bit of a bad press for, you know, returning MSPs.
For voting Conservative.
Maybe.
Yes.
But, you know, that's not all of us. That's only maybe 27 or 30%, because, of course, first past the post, you only need to get one more than anybody else. So, you know, if the rest of Scotland would like to get on our side, that'd be fabulous. If you want to come and support us in the last couple of sessions, we'd love to see you. And we are doing everything we possibly can this time to ensure that we turn as much as possible of the south of Scotland yellow.
I totally agree with that. Nothing further to add.
Well, lovely to speak to you both, and thank you so much for putting it on and for sharing it with us and for inviting us to be part of it. We really enjoyed it.
We hope you enjoyed that. We really enjoyed the day out. We enjoyed talking to Ruth and Shirley afterwards. And Fiona, I don't know about you, but I was sort of struck partly by the conversation, but also by the whole project in itself. It's just bringing people together, working together, getting something done, and putting kind of in the forefront what it is that we all want, you know, that journey to independence. And yeah, we've got other things that might not agree on so much and might not vote for, but that just struck me as being so powerful, actually, a really powerful message to get across.
Definitely. And it was the very definition of grassroots as well. They just did it themselves, organised it, not waiting for permission, not waiting for someone to do it for them, just got out there and did it. So, yeah, well done, everybody involved. Thanks for listening, everybody. Hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget to subscribe to us wherever you get your podcasts. And if you're listening on YouTube, you can click the little bell and you get a reminder whenever we put out a new episode, which is every Friday.
And sign up for our mailing list. You can do that from the website. And we always send one out at the beginning of each month to tell you what's happening. Last but not least, you can buy us a coffee on coffee.com.
And we'll catch you later. Bye now.